Hello everyone. We've just come back from a simply marvellous holiday in France. We've been away for 7 weeks, so I do apologise that I have not been updating and uploading my vlog. I think you'll remember that the last vlog that I posted, I was really struggling with very strong feelings for that Greek finance minister. I'm sure you'll all be delighted to know that normal relations with Charlie have now resumed. It's amazing what 7 weeks in France can do for you. And I haven't really thought about Greece for at least 6 weeks. And I think that ties in with the rest of the world, frankly. I don't think anybody's been thinking about Greece for the last 6 weeks in view of the current crisis. And I think really we can just brush Greece under the carpet and not have to think about them again. Now, with regards to the current crisis, I can say that I do have some personal experience of the problems, because it took us 19 hours to get back from Calais instead of the usual 3 hours. We were hanging around for, seemed like days. Anna was frantic. I couldn't find a toilet, couldn't find any drinks, really dreadful. I even think there were some migrants in the tunnel, which they had to clear out before we could get on the train and go home. I was totally exhausted. I think we went to bed for 24 hours when we got in just to recover. But now the girls are back at school and everything is back to normal. But it has led me to think about the migrant crisis. And I have been listening to the parliamentary debates and thinking about what David Cameron, has been saying about the problem, and how really we should be responding with both our heads and our hearts. And I've been thinking about these migrants, and really I think I've come up with a rather marvellous solution, which I am going to email to David Cameron, and I'm hoping he might consider my suggestion. Because I do rather admire these people. They've travelled a long way, just like we had to travel a long way from the Loire Valley. And they really do care about their families, and they are looking for a better life. And to me, that espouses Tory values. That's why I think there's a lot to admire, really. So my solution, which might sound rather surprising when you first hear it, but don't jump to conclusions, you need to listen to what I have to say, is that we actually allow 500,000 migrants to come to the UK. Now, this might sound rather shocking and not at all the sort of thing that I would say, but I do have 1 or 2 caveats to that suggestion. Now, the first caveat is this, that at the border, these migrants are to become naturalised members of the Tory party. Now, I think this would be a simply marvellous counteraction to the fact that whilst we were away on holiday, I discovered that about 500,000 extra people have signed up to the Labour Party. So I think that naturalising migrants into the Tory party as they arrive at the border would be a very good counteraction to the membership of the Labour Party and its alarming rise. Now, of course, the reality is we don't really want these people on British soil because we simply don't have the room for them. So my other suggestion is that we build some sort of floating island out of ships in the English Channel. You know, a sort of flotilla sort of thing. And these people can just live on these ships. And I think that we can take some responsibility for them. But so can France. I don't see why we should have all the responsibility, and frankly, France never seems to do anything. So I think we should share that responsibility. So that way, we get our naturalised members of the Tory party, but we don't actually have to do anything for anybody. But we are providing some sort of accommodation. Yes, and I think that is really responding with both head and heart. And of course, the other thing is my concern for those migrants and actually what it would be like for them to come to Britain. I mean, really, you think about it. These people have escaped from an extremist organisation, something like ISIS or Assad or whatever it is in Syria, I don't know. Very extremist. And then to come to Britain to find that there are extremist organisations probably going to be run by the sort of people like Jeremy Corbyn, such as the Labour Party. Really, I think it's just going out of the frying pan into the fire, frankly. Why would anybody want to come here? So I do think that my solution kills two birds with one stone, and really we will be seen to be doing something without actually doing very much at all, which I always think is the way in politics. So yes, I shall be interested to see if David Cameron responds to my suggestion. And I will also be interested to see what happens with the Labour Party's election result. And I shall be speaking to you all about that next week. Goodbye.